Hmm. This video is going to be short because this is episode four, season 4, episode 2 of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So Lisa and Meredith were walking. I don't like Lisa, y'all. I think Lisa is over dramatic. I can't take Lisa seriously. So, I mean, anyway, so Lisa makes these comment like, I see all these hazard signs, so I'm gonna be cautious. Okay. So, but then they're trying to heal and move forward. Meredith is really attempts to act like the adult in the room. Whitney and Heather are at Hot Springs, and Whitney's like, well, I hope this goes better than last time because Heather didn't protect me from Jen, but Jen's gone. Okay. So Heather's like, look, I don't trust Angie even she doesn't really trust Angie at all. I'm trying to figure out what did she mean? What did I trying to figure out what I and really it's because Angie started this rumor about her and Jen hooking up together. And and then Jen is the one who gave her a black eye. I mean, I think that at one point we're going to have a conversation here because I don't think that it's okay that Angie can go around starting allegations. Now, granted, I do think that Jen did hit Heather, but I don't think that it's okay to be going around with all these allegations that they're having sexual relationships when you have no proof about this and you're going around being like, well, rumor has it. Like nobody asked you for your rumor and nobody asked you for your 2 cents, right? So there's that. So Heather's like, look, I'm not interested in starting anew. I don't really trust her. I don't like her. And okay, so then they found out about this John mission, right? And with Heather is like, wait a second. See, this is what I said in the last video. I didn't understand why Lisa was all into tears and everything else because I'm like, he's going on a mission. But what now I'm beginning to understand more about this faith, in the sense that it's kind of strange the kind of underwear they have to wear. Look, my religion is not going to dictate the underwear I wear. You are doing too much. And how you going to check me? You're going to make me pull down my pants and pull up my shirt? Anyway, Um, so what she's trying to say, because Lisa's like, I've always taught them how to pray and believe in God and all this other stuff. And then Lisa's son tells her that I'm not like you and dad. Now this all makes sense. Lisa and her husband are not devout Mormons like she just like we love God. And it's pretty clear that um Lisa's son, which I'm very curious how this works, because how did Lisa's son get so involved in the Lord and in the Mormon faith without the parents really knowing? And so now it makes sense as to being like, oh, I don't really know my son. Oh, because now it's like, okay, now I get why you feel like you don't know your son because he's off having this whole Mormon faith experience that is completely opposite from you guys. Like all these external rules about drinking, he shouldn't be drinking anyway. But all of these external rules that absolutely contradicts Lisa, like they have this tequila company. So now this all makes a lot of sense. But I do agree with Whitney that it's not your business to try to warn Lisa. I think Lisa can read a book. I think she can Google. I think she can talk to some folks. And the reason why Lisa is clearly crying is because she really doesn't want her son to go down this path, religious path. She wants him to be religious, but she doesn't want him to be a zealot. So I mean, it is what it is. And I do think that Heather should mind her business on Whitney's like, look, she wrote this book and now she's becoming an expert on Mormonism. Um, no, but it reminds me of the chick from, oh gosh, I know I should be remembering her name, but anyway, I think of her from Saved by the Bell, the college years, but I know that she's in another show. Her husband was the UPS guy. Anyway, and she's been on this one person campaign. She just sued recently, actually, Scientology. And the dude from the 70s show that's been convicted of raping someone and has been for 30 years, he found himself now going to prison for 30 years, right? I think that, and she was there, supporting everybody. She's been on this one person campaign to be like, look, this religion is not cool and we need to explain to everybody. Like, I just can't, I mean, the fact that you can excommunicate somebody out of the faith is a bridge too far for me. That is borderline. Um, but I mean, you could do that with Catholics too. I'm not a Catholic, uh, but anyway, so I can understand why Heather wants to stand up for people, give voice for people. You can still be you can still love God, you can still have, have some of the level of sacraments, but I want you to realize that none of this stuff, not none of it, but a lot of the stuff that their church is requiring of you is a lot of the stuff that the church is requiring of you is a bridge too far and not normal. Seth and Meredith are sitting around, they're doing this podcast. I really don't have much to say about this, but they have an odd marital relationship. It's none of my business. Whitney, I mean, then they're talking about Trixie, that they've been invited to go to Trixie Motel in Palm Springs. That looks so adorable. I don't work that far away from there. I would so love to visit. And we get to see Angie's house in regards to the hair empire, how she met. I thought that was very charming, very interesting. She's showing off her Greek heritage, etc. She talks about how Lisa's calling her in the middle of her eating with her family. Her husband's like, Lisa. So clearly Lisa is demanding. He's like, well, it's nice to talk with you without Lisa being around 24 hours, 7 days a week. Ma'am, Lisa, you need a hobby. There's no way that you should be talking to any one person this much for so long. Anywho, Monica started a company and Monica needs mom to watch the kids because she's going on this mommy trip. Mom is like, yeah, you got 2 hours. I thought that was hilarious. So clearly they're going to be splitting the time between the oldest daughter, which I feel away, and the mom. And she goes into tears because she's like, look, my house is much smaller than these women. I went and I bought a bag and felt guilty about buying a bag. She really can't afford this stuff, which is kind of really even more sad, is because she really wanted the women to notice the fact of this Louis Vuitton that she bought. And they really don't care. And so that made her look even more desperate, which I felt bad for her because she really wants to fit in. And even though she really can't afford to fit in. And it made me start thinking about this because Whitney was like broke. I mean, they weren't broke, but I would say cash poor. And, so there's enough. And then Jen Shaw clearly was cash poor, and was renting houses like she couldn't afford. They didn't have a mortgage on anything. Um, the last time Meredith did a read no, Whitney did a read about Meredith, like, you're always renting in a house every year. Like, we don't know where you live. So, I mean, but the thing about Meredith is that she has the propensity to make more money if she wants to. She could practice law. She chooses not to. You have, which is different from Whitney. No shade. And Whitney's husband can't get a job. I feel this is strange that he can't figure out how to get a job. Because I feel as if he could probably, but they don't want to move because it's Salt Lake City. You mean to tell me that nobody's willing to hire you? I wonder if he has a college degree. Um, so Whitney, so it is kind of sad to see this Monica thing. She's like, look, I'm making everything in my house. She goes into tears. Anyway, but as a whole, like I said, there's a lot of these and people were dragging Monica a bit online because of how broke she is. And I think that's really not fair. Angie and Sean went to dinner with Whitney and her husband. The only takeaway that I have, two takeaways. You have your 11-year-old still sleeping in the bed with you. Now, I sleep in the room with my kids. And I do that because I know eventually I'm about to get kicked out. They want me to still sleep with them until they fall asleep. But the notion, and I don't have a problem with occasionally like, we have a pretty big bed. So all the me, my husband, and the kids, and the dog doesn't sleep in the bed with us. He sleeps on the floor. That and primarily because my dog is too old to hop on the bed. When he was younger, he absolutely would hop on the bed. But now he's like, look, I but that doesn't quite bother me. But the fact that it's like an every night, they not only sleep in the bed, they get under the covers and they sleep in the middle. I'm like, but 11. Like, and so Whitney's up here, like, it's not my business, but I'm thinking about when they having sex. Girl, I wasn't thinking about that because you have other rooms. You can wait till they fall asleep and get up and have sex in another room. That to me that doesn't hit me. Anyway, Angie is not invited to Meredith. Oh, this is the second issue. Angie's not invited to Meredith's event, and then she's like, Heather didn't invite me either. And so Whitney's like, look, I'm going to invite you. You could be my plus one. So she just continued to invite this Angie chick that nobody wants around. Heather point blank is talking to Monica. Heather's like, look, I don't like Angie. And I went to high school with her, but I'm not feeling her. She's like, that's what it was. Heather is still on this look. Her hair, she made me believe back when we were in high school that her hair was naturally curly, but it isn't. It was a perm. I said, now, girl, are we really going to take it back to high school over a perm? Does she really have to tell you if her hair is curly or not? And I mean, I was like, most white people's hair is not naturally curly. So why is that a big deal? But I guess she's like, look, she's been dishonest from day one, including the hair. I gotcha. So she's like, I hope she's not coming. Monica isn't up here like, because Heather's giving her suggestions about clothes. Monica's like, look, I can't afford much of anything. I'm either gonna be able to buy like one itty bitty thing here, And if I can't afford to buy one itty bitty thing here, what I'm going to do is be like, I'm not feeling any of this because she can't afford it. Monica's like, look, I was, my mother converted to Mormonism, and I was excommunicated. And so Heather's like, excommunicated? Why? She's like, look, I slept with my ex-husband's sister's husband. Girl, Heather was like almost fell to the ground because that's just she did it for 18 months. So that meant that you did it for all of the holidays. Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving. So, I mean, I would really like to know the details. So, when all the family's over for Thanksgiving, like, do y'all conveniently have sex? Like, where were y'all having sex? I mean, I would have asked all the questions, and I'm really kind of bummed that Heather cared way more about um, the fact that he wasn't excommunicated. He stayed in the religion, and she felt that her being honest would open up the doors for her to be able to stay in the religion. And in fact, it was more like a scarlet letter, and she was kicked out, and she was shunned, and it really hurt her. And I was like, yeah, but I don't care about that part. I want to care about how you did this for 18 months. Like, give me some logistics. And then she's like, well, and they talked about, and she's like, yeah, but now one day that when I got excommunicated, I went upstairs, like I went straight to Victoria's Secret and bought new underwear. I was like, oh, okay. Thank you for that additional information. But um um then Heather's like, well, as soon as I got excommunicated, I had to wear my daughter's underwear. Ma'am, I'd prefer you to wear no underwear than for you to be wearing your daughter's underwear. That is disgusting. So Mary calls the Trixie Motel, and she's like, look, do you have 2003's Don Perignon? They're like, no. Um, we do have an open bar and we do have a menu. What's on the menu? Pizza. Pizza. So then she hangs up and she's like talking to her son. Who doesn't, they just have pizza on the menu. And who doesn't have 2003 Don Perignon? Ma'am, it's a motel. You know, you'll have room service. So I mean that's good for motel living. Anyway, I say all that and I know I'm making it sound a little shady here, but I don't stay in motels. So on that part, I'm with her on this. But on the other part, it is Trixie Motel. It looks very cute. It looks so adorable. I am down with it. Would be interested in visiting. Um, Anywho, then we have Monica. Oh yeah, the Monica showing her purse. It was just the saddest thing. And then we have menu. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so we get to the airport. They land in Palm Springs. Look, Palm Springs Airport, um, Orange County Airport are two of my favorite airports. It is so adorable and so, they have it's an adorable airport, let me just put it that way. I just love the fact that they have valet parking foreign airports. Yeah. Anyway, so Lisa loses her ring. I have no idea how this happens, but you know, to each his own. Lisa, and then Mary's like, "Ah, get over it. I'm sure it doesn't cost that much. $60,000 ring. I actually, um, I think it's possible. So I'm not even gonna I don't like the downplaying of it. It looks very, very possible that it could be 60,000 because I have a much smaller ring and that having um a band like that, the smaller one that I have, like I don't have the smallest, you can get smaller than that. But a small one of the smaller ones is full price like 5 grand. So the bigger one is was much more than that. So the fact that the way that that looked to be 60,000, I don't think that's far fetched. Monica's over here like 60,000 for a ring. And then I appreciated Lisa by saying, "But your rings are so pretty." Like she really tried to make, she really did. I think she tried to make um Monica not feel so bad the fact that she didn't have a $60,000 ring. And Monica's like, well, it can't be something that you're that attached to when you can just call your jeweler right now and you're ordering another ring to be replaceable. So what's the attachment? I thought it was kind of funny. And Mary's like, ah, just get over it. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, yeah, you get your ring back, but I will say, like, I'm gonna need you to just, these are not the most sympathetic people, and primarily, for whatever reason, they're not sympathetic to the fact that you just lost a $60,000 ring. However, they did help you look. I don't know if Mary helped you look because she's like, that's your problem. But anyway, I'm surprised this video was this long because really not much happened. Bye. So I apologize. I'm gonna be shorter next time.